What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, going back to Diablo Swing Orchestra. Yes, indeed, Diablo Swing Orchestra fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bobbity bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Brett Parks, and this is actually Brett's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Brett. Hope you enjoy the show. Brett wanted to see me react to this. It is Diablo Swing Orchestra with a tune entitled Lucy Fears the Morning Star. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. It was always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Diablo Swing Orchestra. All right. And the video has 63,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Diablo Swing Orchestra, Lucy Fears the Morning Star. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Okay. it back down again. Okay. There are some things that I'm not particularly personally a big fan of that are happening in this song, but from an objective standpoint, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. So while I may not personally be a fan of it, I get it. I absolutely get it. I'll give you an example. The backmasking effect on the vocals. Right before, I think it was the chorus, or maybe that was the chorus that we heard, where we heard the female vocal with that backmasking effect, that swelling effect. Personally, not the biggest fan of it. I'm not always a big fan of vocal effects. If you're gonna have vocal effects, they better serve a purpose. There better be a reason for them. And the thing is, that's just it. I may not personally like it, but there is a reason. There is a necessity for that vocal effect in that part, in that transition, in direction for the song. Song got a little bigger, song got a little fuller. Song got a little more powerful. So let's add a backmasking effect to help separate the rest of the vocals from that one section. I get it. It makes perfect sense. Looking at it objectively, I have no problem with it. Personally, I'm just not a fan. Okay? The same thing can be said for, and I know this is going to sound really weird coming from me, that triplet subdivision. Da, 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 da. With the accents and the vocals all going together. Ba, 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 ba. I feel like it was a little too over the top, personally. Personally, I feel like it was a little too over the top. I think it would have been more effective if it had been done a little more subtly. But I see why they did it. Because they wanted it to stand out. They wanted it to have all of the attention. Well, it absolutely worked. It got it. All the attention went onto those triplet subdivisions. Again, personally, not a big fan of it because I felt like everything else kind of like fell by the wayside. But I get it. I understand why they did it, and they did it well. So I have, from an objective standpoint, I have no complaints. And that seems to be the running theme of this song. I'm personally not a fan of it. I'm not really digging this song a whole lot. I can promise you, this is not going on playlists. I'm not a fan. But at the same time, looking at it objectively, everything lines up. Everything falls into place. Everything stacks up and is layered nicely. Everything is mixed well. Everything is happening with reason and purpose. So, from an objective, purely objective standpoint, I have zero complaints. Zero. None. Zilch. Nada. This is gonna make for an interesting review. I can already feel it.
Make a wish, make it so, you may shine, you may go. Try to belong so much further from home. You'll always excelled by the sun. Make a stand, make a sign where the stars do collide. And the peerless of sand, all wrecked by the tide. Let them sleep when the world is done. Slowly, almost coming.
You know, backmasking this time. Build. See, it all makes sense. triplet. See, the backmasking effect, I don't like it. I do not like it, but it makes sense because we had this big build. Build. Here's this powerful section. And by contrast, here's this backmasking vocal, female vocal to boot, that has this kind of an ethereal sound, an ethereal feel and direction due to the backmasking effect. It makes perfect sense. I just don't like it. Dude, the triplets just take over. Direction change, okay. I like the horns. Yeah, that whole breakdown section we had, it was like a metal mambo going on right there. That was nice. I like that. You heard the timbales in the back. That was good. Doom, 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 doom. That felt good, man. It felt like maybe a mambo, maybe a salsa. I'm not sure which. I want to say mambo. That's what I'm kind of leaning toward. But it felt good. It was a nice little hybrid there. I like that. I like that switch up in direction. That's been my favorite part of the whole song so far. Is the part we just heard. I like it. Ending with that little, everybody lays out. We hit that apex and everybody falls off, except for the upright acoustic bass. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, man, that felt good. I like that. Being a bass player, of course, I'm going to be, biased to that section, but it felt good, man. It felt nice. It felt appropriate. It absolutely felt appropriate. I miss my upright, man. God. I was thinking about it the other day. Oh yeah. Bring in a little bit of that trumpet flavor. Are we gonna end like this? Ha ha ha! Great ending. Great anticlimactic ending with all this huge, big, powerful sections and these high points through the entire song. And the last 45 seconds is down here, stripped down to seriously 4 instruments. I love it. And 2 of those instruments are, a shaker and what was the other thing that was playing there in the percussion? What was that other instrument? We had, sounds like congas. No, not congas, bongos. We had bongos and a shaker going, along with a trumpet and a upright bass. I love it. That's so that's so contradictory to everything else that happened through the rest of the song. I love it. I love everything about it. Great ending. This is gonna be an interesting review. I don't even have a guess as to where we're gonna be with the score. Okay, I do have a guess. We're gonna be in the positives. We're gonna be above a 5. I know with beyond a shadow of a doubt, I know that. I know we're gonna be above a 5. But that's all I know. We might be in the 6s. We might be in the 7s. I mean, there's a possibility we might be in the 8s. I don't see us in the 9s. I don't see that happening. But 6s, 7s, maybe 8s. Yeah, it's all possible. It's all possible. Good Lord. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Diablo Swing Orchestra with Lucy Fears the Morning Star. This was a request from Brett Parks, and this was actually Brett's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Brett. Hope you enjoyed the show. Man, I did say that I had no clue where this score was going to be. I knew we were going to be in the positives. I knew that. I just didn't know where in the positives we were going to be. I was very confident we were not going to be in the 9s. I was very confident about that. And I was also very confident we were not going to be in the 5s either. We were going to be somewhere in the 6s, 7s, or 8s. And I knew that before I even started thinking about it. I was like, we're going to be in one of these 3. I just don't know where we're going to end up. Well, after taking everything into consideration, I have a score here. And I have a feeling the score I'm going to give is going to surprise a few people. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that an 8.3. Yep. 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first. An 8.3. What does that mean? I'm still a little surprised about it, but that's where we're at. Well, an 8.3 would translate to a great skill rating. Yeah, a great skill rating because overall, believe it or not, overall, I think it's a great song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. Yeah, an A-. What? So there you go, an 8.3, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Oh boy, I am so glad you asked. I was shocked when I was all finished thinking things through and I had lined everything up. This is the score that I ended up with. And I typed it out on my notepad here and I looked at it and I'm like, is that really it? Am I really going to give this song that score? Yes, I really am. The reason I'm so shocked is 2/3 of the song I was not a fan of. I was not a fan of the first 2/3 of this song. Like the first 4 minutes or so. Wasn't really a big fan of it. I didn't like the mix. I feel like there was a lot of mids missing. It was very high end and very low end. Like the master bus on this was a giant smile curve. There was no middles whatsoever. The mix on this song reminded me of the master mix on Undertow from Tool. Very high end, very low end. And when it came to the mids, it was just a bottomless pit. Same thing here. Missing a lot of body in the song, missing a lot of girth, missing a lot of bulk. Sounding a little thin, honestly, other than the low end and the high end. On top of that, there were certain aspects of the song that I was just not a fan of. Like I said about the vocal effect, the backmasking vocal effect. Wasn't a fan of it. I didn't like it. I feel like it kind of acted as a distraction overall. Personally, I thought that that's exactly what it was. I thought it was a smoke and mirrors trick to try and take people's attention away from the main part of the song, which I don't know why in the world you would want to do. Let's see, what else? The triplet accents. I like the idea of the triplet accents, but I think they were overdone. I feel like, you know, if it had just been the vocals and the guitars and the bass, bum, 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 I think it would have been fine with the drummer just playing a straight feel all the way through. But instead, we played in unison, including the drummer, with on that snare, da 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 da, and it just felt overpowering. It felt overbearing, and it felt very one-dimensional. That's how I personally felt. Now, here's the thing, though. Looking at those first 2/3, from an objective standpoint, did they do anything wrong? No, they didn't. I may not personally like what they did, but everything they did made sense. For example, let's go back to that vocal effect, that backmasking vocal effect that I honestly did not like at all. I won't say I hated it. I think hate is too strong a word. I didn't hate it. I just wasn't a fan of it. But there's a reason for it. There is a definite reason for it, because we had this build, and now we're in this powerful, driven section, and we need something to counterbalance that. Otherwise, if we come in with a super powerful vocal line, it's going to blow everyone's doors off to the point where it might be unbearable. So let's put a backmasking effect on there to do two things. One, cut back on the power. Two, in stark contrast to the power that's being delivered from the guitars, from the bass, from the drums, let's have this ethereal, haunting vocal line because of that backmasking effect. I may not personally like it, but boy, does that work. It does the job. It does the deed. And I can't say anything bad about it. I can't. It makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. Same thing with the triplet feel. While I may not like the fact that it's overbearing, it needed to be overbearing, considering where it came from in that chorus. Everything big, everything powerful, everything strong. And we're gonna put this triplet accent all in unison, all syncopated together, because afterwards, what comes next? Whew, we drop it down big time. So let's end on an apex with everybody playing in unison all together, including the drums. Da 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 da. And then we drop it. Makes perfect sense. I'm sorry, it does. I may not like it personally. I may not like it at all, but makes sense. That's how it went for me for the entire first 4 minutes of the song. I wasn't a fan of it, but I had zero complaints because everything lined up, everything made sense, everything from a arrangement standpoint, songwriting standpoint, levels standpoint, voicing standpoint, it all made sense. So there you go. There's the first 2/3. Now, the funny thing is, the last third of the song made sense, and I enjoyed it. I like that idea of that kind of metal mambo mashup. Really nice, especially with the addition of the horns. Very, very needed. I love the ending. I think the ending is just... I don't use the word brilliant very often, but that ending was brilliant. The way that because we had this big, powerful number from start to finish. It's all strong and powerful and loud and bombastic. And we get to the end, the last 45 seconds, and everything drops. And all we have going, set of bongos, a shaker, an upright bass, and a single trumpet. What a way to end, man. That just a total stark contrast but it ended with finality. It didn't, they didn't do a tapered fade out. They didn't do a linear fade. They ended the song naturally on a final note, boom, and just let it resonate. I love it. I loved everything. I thought that was so, there was a certain level of tongue-in-cheek humor in there that really just kind of made you go, oh, those jerks. I don't believe they did that. I love that. I absolutely do. I think that was, like I said, I don't like to use the word brilliant very often, but that ending was brilliant. So you're taking everything into account here. The operatic style of singing, again, it's another one of those things that I necessarily wasn't a really big fan of, but it was done very well. Her operatic singing was really nice. I'm just going to say it. I think her operatic singing was great. And it did fit. I don't know how they made that fit, but it did fit. And because I'm sitting here going, does this singing style really fit this song? Yeah, it does. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but in the most absurd way, it fit. It was just like, it was one of those things. It's like, you know, you're putting peanut butter and bacon together. You're gonna do what? And then you try it, and it's like, you know what, actually, that's not bad. Not something I would want to eat on a regular basis, but I mean, it's better than I thought it was gonna be. You know, you think of that combo, you're like, oh my God, that's gonna be disgusting. And then you try it, and it's like, yeah, that's actually not bad at all. That's all right. I'm not something I would want to eat on a regular basis. Oh, good Lord, no. But I mean, I can see the appeal. Same thing here with her vocals. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, her vocal approach and delivery was outstanding. I was sitting here questioning, is it really fit within the context of this song? And it does. So I'm taking all of these factors into account. And this is how, believe it or not, at the end of the day, looking at the song objectively, I'm coming up with an 8.3. I feel good with that score. And believe it or not, yeah, I feel good about that score. And yeah, that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.3, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.